Someone near you yawns. You do not decide to yawn back. It just happens. Your jaw stretches. Your eyes water. You did not choose this. Something older than you might think did. The real answer to why yawns spread from person to person is far stranger than tiredness. It has almost nothing to do with oxygen or sleep. It has everything to do with something ancient sitting quietly behind your eyes right now, reading this sentence. Start with the strange part. Not everyone catches a yawn. Some people watch someone yawn directly in front of them and feel nothing at all. Why would a supposedly automatic reflex skip certain people entirely? Neuroscientist Robert Provine spent decades studying yawning before almost anyone else took it seriously as a research topic. His work in the 1980s and 1990s showed something unexpected. Yawning is one of the most contagious behaviors in the human repertoire. Just seeing a photograph of a yawning mouth is enough to trigger one in a watching brain. Not a video, not a sound, a still image. Think about that for a second. Your brain does not need the full experience. It only needs a fragment, a shape, a hint. So what is actually happening inside you when this occurs? For years, scientists assumed the answer involved something called mirror neurons, brain cells that activate both when you perform an action and when you watch someone else perform it. The idea was elegant. You see a yawn, your mirror system fires as if you were yawning yourself, and your body follows through. Simple, clean. Almost too clean. Later research complicated that picture considerably. Geneticist Elizabeth Surley led a study examining why some people catch yawns easily while others barely react at all. Her team found that susceptibility to contagious yawning is only weakly related to traits like empathy or intelligence, and instead has a real genetic component. Some of it is written into your DNA before you ever watch a single yawn. That reframes the entire question. This is not simply a social reflex you learn by watching others. Part of it was already decided before you were born. But genetics is not the whole story either. Age changes things dramatically. Very young children rarely catch yawns from others at all. The contagious effect tends to strengthen as children grow older, becoming more reliable by around age 4 or 5. Something is developing during that window. Something is coming online. Psychologist Molly Helt studied this pattern in children with autism specifically. Her research found that children on the autism spectrum were significantly less likely to catch a yawn after watching someone else yawn, compared to neurotypical children of the same age. That single finding pointed researchers toward a deeper hypothesis. Contagious yawning might be tangled up with something much bigger than tiredness. It might be tangled up with how deeply your brain models other people's internal states. Researcher Atsushi Senju extended this line of work further, studying yawn contagion in relation to social attention and connectedness. Across several studies, the pattern kept appearing. People who are more attuned to the people around them, who track faces and emotional cues more closely, tend to catch yawns more easily. People who are more socially disconnected from a given moment tend to catch them less. This is where the story stops being about mouths and starts being about closeness. Consider who yawns spread to first in a group. Researchers have found that contagious yawning moves more readily between people who already share a bond. Close friends and family members catch each other's yawns more often than strangers do. Acquaintances fall somewhere in between. The closer the relationship, the more reliably the yawn travels. Your brain, in other words, may be using yawning as a kind of unconscious social thermometer. It reads who around you feels close enough to synchronize with. Why would a species evolve that? One leading idea points back further than modern humans entirely. Some primatologists have observed that certain non-human primates also catch yawns from each other, and in some cases even from humans they are bonded with. If contagious yawning exists across species, it may be tracking something evolutionarily old. Group behavior in early humans and their ancestors likely depended on staying synchronized. Waking, resting, becoming alert together at roughly the same time may have carried real survival value for a group that needed to move, forage, or watch for danger as a unit. A yawn spreading through a resting group might once have functioned as a quiet signal. Time to shift. Time to wake up together. Time to notice the same thing at the same moment. None of this means every yawn today carries deep meaning. Most of the time it is simply tiredness, boredom, or a brain briefly cooling itself, since some researchers have proposed that yawning helps regulate brain temperature. But the contagious part, the part where someone else's yawn pulls one out of you, appears to be doing something different. It appears to be measuring connection. This explains something you may have noticed without naming it. You almost never catch a yawn from someone you cannot see. A description of a yawn in text rarely works the same way an actual yawning face does. Your brain wants the visual cue. It wants a face, a real one, doing the thing in front of you. It also explains why yawning during an important meeting, a first date, or a quiet moment with someone you love can feel strangely embarrassing. You are not just tired in that moment. You are broadcasting, without meaning to, some fragment of your nervous system's honest state and inviting the people near you to feel it too. So the next time a yawn moves through a room, watch what happens. Watch who catches it and who does not. Watch how it seems to ripple outward from the person who is most at ease toward the people who feel closest to them, skipping over the ones sitting slightly outside that circle. You are not just watching tiredness spread. You are watching an old, quiet signal move through a group of nervous systems, checking whether they are still in sync with each other. Someone near you yawns again. This time, notice what you feel before your jaw even moves. That small pull is not weakness, and it is not really about sleep at all. It is one of the oldest ways your brain has of asking a question it never needed words for. Are we still together in this?